Roger, live on the web. Looks like a possible female driver here. We're watching a live pursuit here coming from Los Angeles area, California Highway Patrol. Pursuing this vehicle here, this silver vehicle. We're still trying to get the original one, possibly involved in some type of car accident relating to CHP, and then the vehicle fled. What we can tell you is California Highway Patrol has been pursuing this vehicle for about 15 minutes right now, starting over in the West LA area. Made our way onto the 10 freeway, passing the East LA interchange. You can see California Highway Patrol units behind that vehicle. Failure to yield right now. So far speeds are averaging, let's pull up our odometer here. It looks like speeds are about 60 miles per hour. This vehicle traveling 60 miles per hour. Relatively safe speeds on the freeways right now. But CHP no doubt wants to get this vehicle to pull over. And right now this pursuit coming into the Rosemead, South El Monte area, or the El Monte area actually. 10 eastbound coming up on Santa Anita. A lot of CHP units behind. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 units that we see close, and then there's a CHP motor back there. Sometimes these units will be responsible for cutting a traffic brake, like this car right here. He's probably going to start doing some zigzags to slow traffic down in order to give these primary units less traffic to have to worry about. Following this pursuit right now here, coming into the El Monte area, the silver vehicle, failure to yield right now on the 10 freeway. Not most likely going to see a pit maneuver. It has been done, but in certain situations right now, CHP just following this vehicle here, waiting for it to pull over, run out of gas, or anything of that nature right now. Coming up, approaching here the 605. I don't know why I can't hear this pursuit. Let's see. I'm not getting anything on our scanners. Hey, Desk, for some reason my scanners are not picking up CHP. Are you on Baldwin Park Division right now? Because I'm locked in, I'm not hearing it. It would be Baldwin Park coming in. Who are you listening to, please? I need to the division. I want to try to lock that division in. It might still be East LA, I guess. I just don't know why I can't hear it, so. Thank you. Something up with the wires. Here we go. And that's a Baldwin Park unit right there. You see, it's most likely handing it off to the Baldwin Park Division. So that CHP unit was just waiting to get into position. If I'm not mistaken, these may be units coming out from the East LA or maybe even West LA. But they're handing it off to different jurisdictions right now. So we're following this pursuit here. News Chopper 4 Alpha is over this pursuit right now. We're trying to monitor the units down below. Usually we can get a little more information and ascertain anything about the suspect, what information they know. Dispatchers are working diligently right now to try to get officers vital information. They usually run the plate. They may know who the person is. If that's the case, they'll try to contact family members and try to find the frame of mind why that person is running and so forth. Pursuit right now, 10 San Bernardino Freeway, eastbound 10 coming into the West Covina area. You can see traffic relatively light right now. That's because of some of those units behind here. They're creating that traffic break, slowing down traffic so officers don't have to worry about additional traffic. You can see how all this traffic here is behind. Here comes another unit right now. Most likely that's going to be a, wow, that is a fast moving CHP car. That's one of them fast ones. Picking up speed here. Most likely this one's going to be primary here. Get right behind that suspect vehicle. 10 eastbound, let's get you across street here. Should be around Baldwin Park Boulevard. That's Baldwin Park Boulevard right there as they're still pursuing this vehicle. Possibly involved in some type of accident. Failure to yield ensued after that. CHP still trying to get this car to pull over. All right, got it. It's on 2. It's on scanner 2. So we're a little more information. This vehicle actually collided with the CHP vehicle. No word on any injuries right now. But that's the original one. We don't see a lot of damage on this vehicle, but might be on the other side. But, you know, from what we can see, we don't see significant damage. So some type of accident occurred involving this vehicle and a CHP unit. This is the Baldwin Park unit getting into position right now. Vehicle took off from the accident, and that's what started this pursuit. 10 eastbound now, coming into, leaving the Baldwin Park area, coming into West Covina. We're coming up on Puente Road right now. Vehicle starting to slow down here, possibly just driving nonchalant. I mean, we're looking at speeds a little slower than we would expect on a freeway. I don't know if the vehicle is starting to slow down. 37 miles per hour. We're going 37. Earlier, we were going about 60. Now, I did zoom in earlier. It possibly looked to be a female driver. Still not too sure as of yet, but we do know one driver is failing to yield. Might be a male driver, but regardless, we do have a driver failing to yield to the CHP as we're covering this pursuit right now. East LA units are being told they can back off right now, which means Baldwin Park units are handling it, which means the next jurisdiction is going to be out in the Inland Empire. So California Highway Patrol units are being made aware of this pursuit over in the Inland Empire, the Inland Division, and most likely they're getting ready to take over this pursuit if it deems necessary. 10 eastbound, what's traffic look like? Not too bad right now, considering this vehicle is going slow, and also noticing this car in front of it is going really slow as well. Kind of seeing all these cars, CHP cars behind him. Maybe he's going too slow for the suspect vehicle right now. And, you know, this car appears to be getting in the way. And that's an issue. You see how this car, the suspect goes in one lane and then this car goes into the other lane. Although this person thinks they may be doing something good, it just creates a distraction and a more of a problem for California Highway Patrol officers. They see all the lights, pull over to the right, let these officers do their job. But that it appears right now that this black Mercedes is maybe trying to slow the vehicle down. And let's see if he lets his car pass. That can be a distraction. Not only are you putting yourself at risk, but you know, you're creating more of a distraction, and you don't know if the suspect is armed or anything, and it puts you directly into a line of fire. So here we go, maybe coming up to an exit right here, and you can see this black Mercedes definitely intervening, and that is not advisable. CHP most likely could have a very stern talk with this person in this vehicle, and you can see this car getting a little closer here, so we don't know the relationship, but we do know that this black Mercedes is trying to slow down this car, which is not advisable. CHP or any law enforcement agencies, they frown upon that when the public tries to get involved. Obviously good intentions, but it creates more of a problem. 10 eastbound here, just coming up on Garvey, actually just past, let me get across street here in a second here, but you can see the West Covina Mall over here, West Covina Mall. And see how this vehicle is trying to pass this black Mercedes? Not advisable. That's yeah. Now CHP is talking about this black SUV. So this black SUV is going to be pulled over by CHP. They don't know this person's involvement, but again, this is creating a distraction, and now he's finally moving away. Most likely on the PA, they told that black Mercedes to move on. And there we go. That's it. The vehicle's taking off. The black vehicle's taking off. But you know what? They're going to have another unit pull that vehicle over right now. Exiting the freeway right now by the West Covina Plaza. And that black Mercedes will be pulled over as well. They want to know that person's involvement, whether or not they know this individual, but not advisable. As we exit the freeway, this may be Azusa. Let me double check here. Looks to be Vincent Avenue. Vincent Avenue, exiting Vincent. Could be a precise moment where we do a pit maneuver. They usually do it when they get into these turns right here. Let's see what happens if they get enough speed. That's the HP unit. Let's do it, Sam. Santiago, stand by. Okay, let me get to it. Gotta switch mountaintops here. At a good time. Hold on, Sam, hold on. I can't miss the end of this pursuit. I lost it. I'm trying. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, my friend. I'm trying to get to it. Please. Now they're calling for West Covina PD. West Covina PD. to possibly take over the pursuit. We're on southbound Vincent Avenue off the 10 freeway. California Highway Patrol trying to pull this vehicle over, involved in an accident. Let's see if there's a passenger in this car here. Might be a little hard to see, but it appears that seat is empty. Okay, so that black SUV, it looks like they were trying to get that. Oh, no media present, great. Okay, so now the vehicle is making a turn here on West Covina Parkway, turning westbound on West Covina Parkway. It's going to be a perfect moment here where they're on surface streets for CHP to do a pit maneuver. A lot of times vehicles may return to an area that they're familiar with. If any good news right now, we're seeing this vehicle traveling at slow speeds, obeying the traffic laws, not going on the wrong side of the road. We're on West Covina Parkway here on East San Gabriel Valley, and you can see this car is just waiting for the red lights here. That's California Avenue, West Covina Parkway at California Avenue here. You know, you think this would be a perfect opportunity for officers to approach the car, but again, situations like this, they don't know who the driver is. They don't know why this driver is fleeing. That's where they have dispatchers working behind the scenes, trying to get information, the identity of the driver. If they know who the driver is, they'll contact the family members, trying to find out the frame of mind, what caused this person to possibly flee from a situation like this right now. We're at the intersection of West Covina Parkway and California. You can see that white vehicle's like, I'm out of here, got out of the way, and we're continuing now. That's the West Covina PD units right there. They know their pursuit is in their city, so that means they're going to be primary agency, CHP handing it off. So CHP units are going to back out. They may still stick around in the area, but now this has become a West Covina pursuit. So we're going to try to lock in their frequency here. West Covina's not going to mess around. QRS. Okay, pulling up West Covina right now. Got West Covina locked in on scanner 1. That's perfect. West Covina locked in on 2 as well. So you can see how these West Covina units are all setting up here. All these units are now handling this pursuit. They're setting up in case that vehicle does pull over. There's additional units there. That looks like a Baldwin Park unit there. Vehicle still failing to yield. We're still going westbound on West Covina Parkway here. Just past California here. Should be coming up on a major street right now. Right there, that's Sunset. So if he turns right, if this driver turns right, that's going to put the driver going northbound. And that is not the case. Driver is turning south. So we're going to be going southbound on Sunset, no doubt the West Covina units have their lights and sirens on. It looks like we're by a high school, or no, we're a construction area there. West Covina units may intervene by doing a pit maneuver if they're pit certified. But what we know is this pursuit began out of the CHP jurisdiction out of West LA. Vehicle ran into a CHP car. And again, there's the driver. It looks like the driver is just very nonchalant. You look at the mannerism, the body language of the driver. Is the person agitated? What's the person doing? A lot of times I can tell the mental state of mind of the driver. And right now the driver just is kind of calm, nonchalant. You can see continuing southbound on Sunset Boulevard there. Here's West Covina PD. Hopefully they'll be able to put out a spike strip or something of that nature in certain areas. They'd have to kind of plan accordingly. It's hard to predict where this vehicle is going, but we do have West Covina PD units right now following this vehicle now going southbound on Sunset Boulevard. We're just south of the 10 freeway, just north of the 60, waiting to see how they're going to get this vehicle pulled over. Yeah, our scanners are not working. It's Chopper 4 Alpha following a pursuit here initiated out of the West LA area. That silver vehicle got involved in some type of accident, some type of crash here with the CHP unit. I just saw a helicopter above as well, so we have air resources above. As a result, the vehicle took off. CHP pursuit ensued. Went on the 10 freeway eastbound through the mid-city area into the East LA interchange along the 5 and then reconnected to the 10. Now we've exited here in West Covina right now. Vehicle turning on Yarnell Street, making a turn onto Yarnell Street. A lot of times drivers will go back to a location where they're familiar with. Again, a lot can be happening behind the scenes. Dispatchers could be in communication with family members. This vehicle could be going back to where this person resides or somebody who they're familiar with. Usually when we go into residential areas, southbound on Shadydale right now, highly probable that might be the case right now. Person seems to know where they're driving. The West Covina unit getting just a little closer here, but we're on southbound Shadydale streets here in West Covina, and it appears that this driver now in a residential area, possibly heading to an area where they may be familiar with. They will soon tell here, but see if West Covina gets involved and tries to do a pit maneuver. But right now with the construction zone area, here we go. Vehicle starting to pull over. Very well could be the residential area of where this driver lives. There we go. Yeah, so we're hearing again back, the registration came back to an address in West Covina. So most likely they were already expecting this right now. Kind of keep a wide shot here until we can see if the driver starts to comply. This is a very dangerous situation. Officers seem a little nonchalant there, but they do have their guards up. They do have their guns drawn. Most likely right now in this situation, they're summoning this driver to get out of the vehicle. And so far, this driver doesn't seem to be complying. We may have a K9 unit. One of these, they usually call for a K9 unit in situations like this, a surrounding agency. Maybe sending a K9 unit if West Covina doesn't have one readily available. But again, this vehicle came back to a West Covina address. You can see the driver's just sitting there, going through some paperwork, coming out. Yep, female driver, that's what we thought, that's what we saw earlier. She doesn't seem to be too coherent as far as the situation, what's going on right now. She has some type of paper in her hand. I'm gonna still keep just a little bit of a wide shot. I don't think she's really aware. You also have to, yeah, I'm gonna keep my walking straight towards officers. Probably not the best thing. She's trying to hand them a piece of paper. Mental state is definitely a consideration in this one. Not normal of a person, a rational person acting like that. So they're going to take this person right now into custody. Kudos to the officers using tremendous restraint, not tackling her. Obviously, she wasn't a threat, but still, you can't let your guard down. West Covina doing a great job taking this person into custody. Obviously, we may have some type of mental issue here. Obviously, the lady not acting rational, but fortunately, she's safely pulled over in front of a house here in West Covina right now. Pursuit over, suspect in custody. And good news, we're not hearing about any injuries as of right now. All right, guys, that's about a wrap with that. We'll get your license plate here in a second. No, and for you, Catherine, thank you. The way you called out the 20 and stuff until we got on, and Rosa giving me the description, that really helped a lot. Thank you very much. Look at her, she's still yelling. Let me get you a plate now. Okay, Derek, they got her in the car. What do you say we get a license plate when you get a chance? Roger. I got a family member out there. This is probably a family member here. But that might be family member. I don't know if it comes back to this house, but I'm almost assuming this, I would assume this is near her residence. So once the PD ship takes off, we'll be able to get a little lower and get you your license plate. That's Shaydale Avenue. Shaydale Avenue. There are your numbers right there. You can see the numbers. Shaydale Avenue. Uh, I'll try. That's maybe a little too much here. Let me see. There's your plate.